You're such an asshole.
Hello, children. Got a good request, and a lot of you, especially now where everyone is brainwashed to think they're all great and amazing. But as long as you don't do anything, as long as you don't work, and then for the dwindling percentage of you that do go out and work and do some with your life and do choose to not go quietly into the night, there's going to be so many pissed off, jealous people. I'm not even talking about money. I'm just talking like any kind of success, any kind of production. You're gonna see it. And so, for those of you who don't wanna piss away your life and you wanna go and live, you wanna enjoy it while you're here before you die, a real parachute drag on your life, especially coming from family in your community, a real drag on it. A very, I wouldn't say limiting fact, you just cut the cord and you go on, but it will definitely slow you down and make your life a lot more miserable than it has to be when you don't have the support of the population. Uh, think, just how petty most Americans are. Like, how dare you be like, I wasn't thinking about this, but you notice how all American women just really hate when Adele lost weight and all the girls came out and said, "You, how dare you? You doing it for a man? Oh, you're not your true stuff." Like, oh God, get the fuck out of here with that shit. And so this is very germane to modern day America, America 2023, where we're just a population of losers. And dare any one of you succeed in any one kind of capacity or regard, they're going to come after you and try and shame you. And to that, I say, yeah, fuck off. Enjoy sucking. So let's go to the request. Let's say that someone follows all of Cappy's advice: get fit and in shape, avoid getting married, be a minimalist, get your finances in order, work remotely, join the 1099 club, and so on. You will stand out and people will get jealous of you. This can happen with friends, coworkers, neighbors, family, even your own parents or significant others. Absolutely. That's where it hurts the most. That's where it's most common. Those are the people you deal with. Like some rando out in, I don't know, Idaho, who doesn't know me, doesn't get upset or jealous. But the people around me, friends, family, coworkers, folks, doesn't matter. They're like, we can't all be like you. And those are some of my friends. Oh, must be nice. Like, I want to punch you in the face and you're my friend. But fuck you, it wasn't nice. You were out partying when you were in your 20s. I was working. You spent your money. I saved my money. So yeah, it's going to be those closest to you physically, geographically, or network wise. People could get really bent out of shape if they think someone has more money or is living better in some way, even if they're living better in other ways. Yeah, that's the classic case. Most poor people, you're collecting government money. Must be nice. I mean, literally, must be nice to have other people give you free money or subsidize rent or any one of the number of things, whatever. But they don't think that way. Nor do I really envy those people. But yeah, most people who are jealous are adult children, petulant little children who have been spoiled, who did have it easy. Every once in a while, you'll find someone who, like, no joke, had a bad go at it, brought up in a poor environment, da 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 da, and oh, geez, got injured or something like. Okay, and I could get that. But the vast majority of people today who are jealous and upset, no, they probably are spoiled in some other capacity or regard. Ever hear the "must be nice" comment? Yes, must be nice comment because you reap a reward despite working your ass off for it? Yes, almost weekly. Yes. I'm curious as to how you would recommend handling these type of snide comments. Do you just let it go in one ear and out the other, or do you tell them where to go? What about when people whine to you about their sob stories? I had a coworker blatantly tell me when he was jealous of me when I told him I'm single. Now it seems like whenever we talk socially, he will whine about his situation as if I have it easier than him and I'm supposed to feel sorry for him. When I worked afternoons, I'd be asked, "What time do you start work? Or what time do you get up in the morning?" I had a relative that would get jealous. He had to get up at 3 a.m. or whatever, while I would get up at 9 a.m. Yet I would have to start my work week on Sunday. It would almost be midnight when I got home from work. Dude, don't. We're also talking about intelligence being an issue. Like, there are so many stupid people in America where I remember one time I got it into my contract that I could work whenever I wanted. I had 24 access to the facility, and so I could do work. So I'd go downtown Minneapolis, I'd go party, get drunk, whatever, and then I'd go back to the office, sober up, and do some work. So I was in there literally at times at like 3 a.m. And then people are like, why does he get to go home early? Because you were sleeping at 3 a.m. on a Saturday night, you idiot. But people they're dumb, man. They're just dumb. How does Cappy recommend dealing with these questions and remarks? Do you find that it is better to be upfront about your about your lifestyle, or is it sometimes necessary to be vague and secretive? Any advice is awesome. All right, well, so let's go through this here. Do you just let it go in one ear, out the other, or do you tell them where to go? Usually I just ignore it. And it's aggravating and agitating at first because these people didn't work. I guarantee you, a lot of you all had the thing, well, you think you're better than us? You think you're better than us? Yes, I am. Literally, whether you came from the ghetto or the trailer park, had several clients. Well, I joined the military, got the GI Bill, worked hard, and And then I go back home and like, well, you think you're better than us? You think you're better than us? Like, yeah, he is better than you. You're sitting there 28 years old, smoking pot, living in the same neighborhood you always did before, collecting government cheese. Meanwhile, your brother or your friend or whoever the hell it was went off and made some of it. Yes, he is better than you. So if I got someone in my face, like I got to deal with, like, let's say it was a family member, which thankfully none of the family members have done anything like this. Yeah, I tell them to shut the fuck up because I got to deal with them again. You got to squelch that shit. It's something where you're forced to be around these people and they get pissed off. Oh, let them fucking have it. I mean, point them out like, yeah, you're a lazy sack of shit. I'm better than you because I sacrifice more than you. Like, look at you. You get to lie around all day, drinking or playing video games and all that. And I go to the gym, It's hard work. You're just a lazy, weak, sad, pathetic piece of shit. And I am better than you. Right now, you might have a fight coming your way, but be prepared for that. But if you got to deal with these people, yeah. And sometimes it might be your entire family. Like, well, you think, oh God, you saw that, like, what was basketball or professional athletes? They'll go get the money and then also, hey, you got to give back to the community. Fuck that shit. He's the one that was working out and training like a mad dog. So sometimes it's, and if it's your entire family, your entire community, sorry, buddy, that's when then like you would not only ignore it, but you leave because those people don't love you. They don't care about you. They view you as a slave. Like you're supposed to come out and give them money because that's all they've known. And then there's just this petty rank. There's two types of jealousy or envy. Someone told me the difference. I'm just going to use jealousy. There's healthy jealousy where you see this. Oh man, let's take someone we all kind of, who would we all kind of look up to? Okay, kind of obscure, but I'm trying to find someone who doesn't have any controversy. The guy that comes to mind would be Denzel Washington. Now, the guy's old or older, but let's look at him. Okay, so he stayed in shape, good actor, he works hard, kind of kept a clean life. I don't know any drama about him, and good-looking dude. You're like, oh man, I would like to have the millions of dollars and be handsome and kind of be like Denzel Washington. Look at that. That's kind of a cool guy. I don't sit there and still fucking Denzel Washington making all that money, being all cool and everything on the internet or on the movies. You're like, or Steve McQueen, although he's dead now. I'd be like, oh yeah, that's cool. Or there's the rich guy in your neighborhood. And then they drive by with a fancy, oh man, oh look, Frank's got oh man, I'm happy for Frank. Someday I hope to be like Frank. Hey, look at him. Someone wins the lottery, you're happy for him. Then there's the petty, childish, probably had your ass pampered, or you just aren't smart enough to get past it. That's like you're pissed off at that person. Sometimes it can be luck. You could win the lottery and then people hate you for it. But 9 out of 10 times it ain't luck. It's somebody just worked harder and sacrificed. And you're such a lazy sack of shit and an inferior, even evil person that you actually hate that person because they worked harder than you. It's just it is a tyrant philosophy. How dare you? And of course, it's always like, well, then you should give me some of your own money. Fuck that shit. The meme with the guy with the crown grabbing his money with sunglasses on. The other meme, when you win the lottery and your wife and child said, "Yay, we're rich." Like, but you have to assess that up front pretty quick and pretty soon. One, like, can you avoid this person? Or is it like your brother or something? Okay, you got to see him. All right, put him in their place. But if it's your family in the community, I won't say which communities are like this. Yeah, man, you got to leave. Your family is not good for you. Your community is not good for you. And that's hard. That is hard because that's your family. You're biologically, Darwinistically, genetically programmed for that. And then socially, this is the community you grew up in. And it's like, yeah, that community is toxic. Sorry. You gotta go. You gotta leave. Or if you hang out with them, like you try not to talk about what you're doing in life. So that's you got, do you take on 30 people in an entire community, or is it just one person mouthing off that you need to put in your place? And if it's everyone, you don't take them on. You don't sermon or lecture them because they're all, I mean, by the time, look, usually here's the pattern that happens. Everyone starts out at 0. All right. Unless you're Becky from Edina. And then we all go through trials and tribulations. And then by the time it starts to show 26, 27, you're either succeeding or you're not. You're either getting a life or you're not. Could be something as simple as graduating from college, but usually there has to be some kind of financial or career success. Okay, now you're a junior developer, or you made second lieutenant or first lieutenant in the military or something like that. And by that time, they're a quarter century old, and your family members, some of them are even older than that. These people are cemented in their opinions. They're not going to change. And so they're either proud, they're either healthily jealous of, oh, dude, you made captain? Oh, yeah, I saw you got a nice car. Yeah, you get a nice, oh, man, that's great, man. Yeah. And they're happy for you. Those people care about you and they love you. The people seriously, anyone says, you think you're better than me, the answer is, well, yes, I am. But that person is bad for you. That person is a horrible, despicable human being. And they're not in your life, period, as a policy. And if that's your whole community or your whole family, yeah, man, you got to leave. Sorry. Because there's no, you don't exist to them. You're an asset. You're a mule. You're a donkey. You're to go out and do the thing. And on top, let's say they may not even expect you to bring the money back and like just give them money. A lot of it is like you're supposed to spare their feelings. You can, one thing but I'll sit there sometimes with groups of people, and sometimes you want to say like, hey, I did this really cool thing. Like, oh yeah, I wrote a book and I did this internet thing. It's crazy. It's just, I'm not even bragging. I just think like, no, it's fascinating. Like this ridiculousness happened on the internet to me, but no one ever asks about you. It could be a family event or anything like that, but everyone's talking. All conversation is other people waiting to talk about themselves. That's all conversation is. So I kind of sit and let, and just like, oh, I don't get to say the really cool thing that happened. Like, that's kind of the environment you might be in. You just can't share it. But then if you share it, it sounds like you're bragging, and you make other people feel bad, and then they hate you because you're not supposed to make them feel bad because they sat on their ass and did dope and collected welfare their entire lives. They got other people pregnant or got pregnant themselves. Like, okay, so I just got to, what kind of conversation can you have? What are you going to talk about? Oh yeah, so-and-so got pregnant again. Oh, someone got arrested. Oh, I can't believe rent's going up. Like those conversations, you never get to, I'm not saying everything should be about you, but every once in a while you should be able to go to your family, to your friends, to your community, like, hey guys, this is what happened to me in my adventure, and they should not get jealous. So yeah, a lot of you, and it's going to be increasing in the United States. Well, even like, can you imagine having a family in Portland? Well, oh, you had any modicum of success, you come back to whatever Christmas in Portlandia, and then everyone's like, oh, it must be nice to be mentally abled. It's like, shut the fuck up. You do pot all day and you're on antidepressants. You don't work out. You don't diet. Yeah, it's just because of your ableist ideology, man. Like, oh fuck. No, you got to leave. You got to leave. So yeah, that answers the first question. But if it's a temporary fleeting thing, just like I'm at a party and some old washed up egg dried Karen is bitching and whining about how men have it better and she needs a student loan bailout. I just ignore it because I'm not going to run into her again. And it also helps go a long way to know what their lives are like. Those people suffer them. The guy who says, or the gal who says, you think you're better than me? They might as well not be alive. Really, what's their life like? It's horrible. Just constantly being jealous, not getting off your ass, not doing anything, always blaming others for your problems. The helplessness that comes like, oh, nothing. I'm just a twig in the water, and boo hoo hoo. Yeah, let Karen be pissed off. Like, yeah, it is nice. Bye. Have fun. I'm gonna go for a hike. Why would you hang out with these people on top? Why, personally, why would you hang out with these people? Going to parties, man, the number of parties I went to where I hear nothing but a bunch of Minneapolis asswipes bitching and whining about how other people made more money and things were just so unfair. Meanwhile, here they are drinking all this booze that was subsidized by their parents. Mom and dad helped them get a car. Like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, it's so hard being you. What about when people whine to you about their sob stories? I had a coworker blatantly tell me he was jealous of me when he thought I was single. Now it seems like whenever we talk social, we whine about a situation. All right, so I don't know if that's jealousy, okay? I think that's someone who just wants to talk and probably needs a friend. Not all complaining is them using you as an emotional tampon. And you know what? I don't know why wouldn't that be an interesting topic of conversation? Maybe just curious. See, he's at least asking about you or comparing his life to yours. Like, man, that must be nice. I don't think that's a bad jealousy. And he's complaining probably because his life sucks. I don't think there's any malice towards you. So when people like, oh, so the it must be nice. It's not always malicious. It depends on whether or not, well, we can't all be like you. That one pisses me off because it indicates some kind of helplessness or a lack of choice and that I didn't work hard or anything like that. That is like, fuck out of here with that. Fuck out of here. The must be nice kind of depends on the context and when it's said. Like if you're joking around and like, I slept until 9 and I drank my coffee and didn't get out of bed until 11 and didn't get out of my pajamas until 3 in the afternoon. Oh, must be nice, asshole. Like, okay, that's your buddy. Some people like, man, it must be nice. You're like, yeah, it is. But you can hear it in their voice. They're not jealous. But it's like, must be nice. We can't all be like you. So you got to play that one by ear. And when people tell you a sob story, like if they tell it to you once, that's fine. Look, not everything is happy and joyous. And what, do you want to hear people like all the time happy? Yeah, sometimes you want to hear the story of melancholy and sadness. And you're like, oh man, I'm sorry about that. Maybe just looking for a way to get out of it. So that one I kind of play by ear. We talked about how you have a different work schedule. You work the same amount, but everybody's jealous. It's because people are stupid. And how does Cappy recommend dealing with these questions and remarks? Do you find it better to be upfront about your lifestyle? Is it sometimes necessary to be vague and secretive? Never. And here's the thing. Sometimes necessary. Here's the problem. Let's say you're not secretive once, especially in the day of social media, it's going to get out. The worst. Did you see the article? There's a guy in Jamaica and he won the Jamaican lottery. However much that is, let's just say it's millions of US dollars. So the guy's rich, right? He wins the Jamaican lottery. He wore the mask from Screen to go and collect it because he knew all of his family would be hitting him up for money. Right? You, as a general policy, you never tell people you're rich. Never. You don't tell your kid. You don't tell the girls you're dating. You don't tell your family. You don't tell anyone publicly. You don't tell your boss. You don't tell anyone that. They don't need to know that. But you also don't, and Dre runs into this problem too. Dre has no debt. Dre paid off all of his debts. Of course, he served in the military, had the GI Bill, so he didn't accrue that much debt to begin with. And people were still getting jealous about him. So you hide your power level like Dragon Ball Z. I don't tell people I don't have debt. I don't tell them necessarily about my shitty car and then I get, welfare clothes and Goodwill clothes. I don't tell them that either. But I don't tell people I don't have debt. I don't tell people, I have friends I joke with, like, I slept till 9 in the morning, But I don't tell people that. A lot of time I don't even tell people what I do. But if you're within your community, like you got out of the military, used the GI Bill, and you took upon yourself, you worked as an electrician or some electronics program or whatever, got your degree in electrical engineering, and then you got a job offer for 85 grand at a good firm. I would be very reluctant to tell anyone that unless I knew them intricately, personally, and deeply. I know they wouldn't care. They'd be happy for me. Even depending on your family, sometimes you can't. Well, a lot of how many times have I got clients here? My parents immigrated to the United States. I busted my ass off. Now they want me to take care of them. Well, what did they do in the past 40 years? Nothing. They sat on their asses in New York City for some, I don't know what it is with immigrants in New York City. Y'all don't work for whatever reason it is. They sat on their ass and collected welfare. Well, fuck them. Those are the parents you can't tell. You can't say, oh, yeah, I got a degree in computer science. I'm making all this money. Like, when are you going to take care of your mother and father? Even your own mom and dad at times you can't trust. And so, yeah, man, it's always good. The millionaire next door type of thing where you just got a humble home. You got a used humble car. People don't need to know how much money you got. You don't want to be buying fucking Bugattis and Rolexes and shit like that. You don't need to advertise. And I don't even mean the money. Sometimes you don't need to say, I got no debt. Yeah, I'm going, even to something simple as like, I'm going on a 2-week cruise. I'm going to go hike in Moab for 3 weeks. Your social media, like, you're there for 3 weeks, but only I'm here for 2 days. Post it. Then where were you? Oh, I've been working hard, man. No, you weren't. You were out hiking at Grand Canyonlands National Park. But it just in general, that's a good policy. And so now I'm not saying if you don't have like, let's say you always wanted to get some fancy car. Okay. You wanted this fancy car. It's been your dream. Go get the fancy car. Like, dude, how'd you afford it? Like, well, it was like, the payments are pretty high, bro, but I really want it. And I saved up a little bit of money and now I got it, but money's tight. Money's always tight. Money's tight. Money's tight, man. I wish I could, but money's tight. Yeah. And that's just a good policy, especially modern day America, especially going forward. And it's not the paradox, I guess, is this is purely a defensive measure because you're doing it not because you want to get friends, but you just don't want to be criticized or have people jealous and hate you and, like maybe rob you someday or something like that. You don't want people talking bad about you. You just want to keep the peace within the community. That's all this serves. This doesn't make friends. You still aren't going to be friends with these people. Like, in other words, if somebody's going to be jealous, if you sense that person, like they're always complaining, like, man, like, can you lend me some money? Dude, I'm just as poor as you. I can't afford it. I got that new car over there. I wish I could. Okay, I get it, man. It's not because you want to be that gal's friend or that guy's friend. Right? It's just so they don't fucking bother you. They don't get pissed off. And then maybe everyone, like when I said, if I were ever have a kid, which I'm not, but if I ever were and I happen to be rich, I would not tell the kid. Oh, yeah, dad's got to work. I said I put on, old oily overalls, Cappy, Little name tag. Cappy's got to go to work. I'd act like I was, I don't know, a maintenance man or something. Meanwhile, I go, whatever, surgeon, however I make the money. I don't know. In the magic world where Cappy made a lot of money. And then I, whatever, switch out of my doctor robes, leave that at a locker at the hospital, come back. Oh, hey, son, how you doing, Dad? Can we get oh, we can't. Well, if you'd like it, you're going to have to work. You want to go help out Mr. Johnson, mow his yard? I'll help you out. All right, let's go do that. Oh, maybe we can afford the PlayStation 5 now. We worked really hard. Here it is. Kid to be happy for. I would never let the kid know I got money. Never. And the money isn't, money makes things easier. That's it. That's all it does, man. Just makes things easier. And being a minimalist, I don't need that much money, and that's how I afford the freedom. That's the other thing. Try and explain that. Like, dude, you make more than me, and the reason I'm free is because I don't have a car payment, motherfucker. I literally know, like, you make 100,000, your wife makes 75. You have all this shit in the world, but then you're envious of me. It's like, stop buying shit. Stop buying shit. Then you can do what I do. All the money does is it just makes life easier. It doesn't make you friends. And so, yeah, this is to avoid bad people. Get them out of your life. There's no reason to brag or talk about success in your life in general. And avoid those people. And then every once in a while you find like a really good friend that likes you for you. You know the type. Like Atham, he doesn't give a shit how much people makes. Guy makes more than most people. He just wants to be your friend because he's a lonely Mexican. And those are the people, like, hey, yeah, this great thing happened. Yeah, check it out, man. Yeah, I got this thing called Super Chats. It's crazy. Those are the people like, oh, that's cool, man. That's great. I'm really happy for you. But for the remaining 75% of Americans, no, man, you don't tell them shit. Yeah, man. Fucking Trump, am I right? Hasn't been president in 3 years, but Trump, am I right? Ronald Reagan. I still get people complaining about Reagan. Like, you're complaining about fucking Reagan. Okay, boomer. Yeah, but generally the hardest part, I think, for a lot of you young kids is that this is going to come from your community where you grew up. Largely, the community in general. There's everyone in school. Always in school, people are always going to be jealous. But it's going to be really hard when it's your family members. And these are the people you're just going to have to cut out of your life or have as little to do with them as possible. And what you'll find generally, once you get over the biological, genetic, like, relationship you unconsciously have with family, you're going to realize people like that who say that you think you're better than me, they're not interesting people. They're fucking boring. They're fucking pointless. They don't do anything. They don't have thoughts. They're not deep. They're not philosophical. I mean, they're as exciting and interesting as Bipsy, the 23-year-old liberal arts college graduate who thinks she's got all the solutions to all the world, and she needs a student loan bailout, and she votes Democrat, and she's like totally into dog rescue. Like, oh my God. I'm gonna go talk again. Penn, our friend Penn. Penn is so much more interesting. Oh, Penn, with your wow, really? You don't say. Amazing. Oh, Penn, you're so much more interesting than your average college graduate. So there you go. So link below. Sanity is the future of wealth. Please read that. It's a short essay. Have that link below so you know what the future holds. People are going to be valuing such worthless, stupid shit. They're all going to go insane if they aren't already. And having good friends and people that care about you is going to be what makes you wealthy. What the hell? Oh, the minimalism course is open. If you're interested in, if you want people to say it must be nice, well, the quickest way to that is not to make more money, it's to spend less. And so that's the course I have open for enrollment right now. It'll be open until the 2nd. You have until then to sign up for it. Then enrollment will close, and then you have 45 days to finish the course. And then there's something else linked below. I don't know. Patch has something like that. All right. Let's go to the super chats and ever so. Here, Nonstop Dre. Hate only comes from below unless you're Cappy. Fucking Christ, Trey. Freaking foot, $2 with minimalism. Is it okay to buy tools to make yourself more capable? Absolutely. Absolutely. Like a knife sharpening and gunsmithing. I understand not a CNC mill. Well, even a CNC mill, you can make something with it. Look, sometimes people take minimalism too far. Right. My goal with minimalism is to be free. I spend my money. I go on hikes. That takes gas. I go, I got a gun for shooting mountain lions or bears or hicks that I happen to run into. What else? I buy the occasional nice thing. I get video games. Money's not just supposed to sit there and pile up. You're supposed to go and live your life before you die with it. But especially with things that are kind of quasi investments, tools. Yeah, it saves you money fixing your car, saves you money fixing your house. Absolutely. So knife sharpening and gunsmithing, sure, man, that's fine. We're not talking. Look, don't buy cars, college degrees, and more housing. Those three things, if you knock those out, you achieve 80% of minimalism. Right? Get used cars, don't buy more house than you need, and don't major in dumb stuff or overpay for education. You're going to do all right. Yeah, don't buy money. Don't buy clothes you don't need. Don't buy a bunch of shit. Yeah, sure, there's all that. But the big ticket items, you avoid those, you do pretty good. But that doesn't mean you don't spend your money. For example, I do spend my money on good meals. I enjoy a good meal. It's the one frivolous thing that I consistently buy. But, dropping $50 on a meal for me and the girl, once every 2 weeks or so is not going to cripple me financially. TJ with an AK, $5. Had my oldest best friend reveal he was jealous of me. Mind you, he makes more money and has more muscles and picks up more girls, but somehow still found a way to hate. What is he jealous of? How is he jealous? And it's not the healthy jealousy, I presume. Sounds like it's not the healthy jealousy. Mark Magana, $10. Buddy is a doctor in a well-paying specialty. Most years he makes more than me. I get remarks on occasion about not having a real job. He's clearly jealous of my free time. It's annoying. Dude, Mark, not only sanity is the future of wealth, but in achieving financial excellence, it's not the main point, but obviously I put a huge emphasis on freedom, or the ultimate emphasis on freedom. All these people thinking money and wealth is the number one goal. No, man, it's freedom. I'm almost 50 years old. I'm at the point where the people in my generation who are going to make the money have made the money. Who's the multimillionaires and the doctors and the entrepreneurs and all that. I do not envy Elon Musk. That guy has to work all the time. I know people who are actual millionaires, not like a famous celebrity, a millionaire like Elon Musk, but people who just like a doctor or a hardworking entrepreneur with real businesses. I do not envy them. High-paid lawyers. I know several people who've made partner, not junior, senior partner at very prestigious law firms. Do not envy them. Freedom trumps money. I mean, you need a certain amount of money. You need to house it. And again, if you guys don't understand this, go take Achieving Financial Excellence, or if you want the more flagship, larger one, because you got a spending problem, take Achieving Minimalism, Theory and Practice, all available on Teachable. But man, now that I'm so happy I didn't make it in investment banking, I'm so happy I didn't become an executive. Well, okay, I technically was one, but it was a mismanaged. It was a bank in Wyoming, and all they did was fuck cattle. You're like, what are they doing? Oh, those are the bankers. Oh, is that what they do out here? Yeah, they fuck cattle. That's what they do. So it wasn't like 80 hours a week. But I'm glad that's over. He's clearly jealous of my free time. It's annoying. Well, he can work part-time. He doesn't have to work 50 hours a week. He could work 20. I'm sure he makes a really good hourly salary. Oh, does he have the toys? Does he have the stuff? Oh, did he leverage it too? Like a lot of, by the way, doctors have horrible finances. Matthew Stachak, $10. Did my first half marathon mountain race last year after partying for that last couple of years. Not one comment, like on Facebook, closed the account, and now focus 100% on myself. Do you care if people, post it. I don't mind having Facebook or Instagram because it's like having a picture book that I don't have to put a physical picture in. I kind of have more Facebook for the texting, like, I can contact my friends, but, here's some pictures. Yeah. I guess I also do a little bit of marketing with it. William Curtin, $5. Do you think you are better than me? That's up to you. No. The answer, if someone asks you that question, you are better than them. They are inferior to you. There's no doubt about it. It's not up to, well, it is up to them. But anytime anyone asks you that and there ain't a group of people around, he doesn't have a gun pointed at your head, it's like, yeah, I am better than you. What did you think? You're dealing drugs or you got 3 baby mamas, and I just made first lieutenant over in the Navy. I'm a whatever. I'm a catapult guy on the USS Eisenhower, whatever the hell. I don't know what the name of the carrier is. And I got the GI Bill, and I'm getting my master's in catapultry. I don't know what you got. Whatever, something germane. We came from the same, like, yeah, and that is so sad that you have made obviously the wrong choices, because we came from the exact same background, yet here I am and here you are. How much of my tax money goes? Hey, matter of fact, you pay me back my tax money, you parasitic piece of shit. And then the gun comes out, and then you're no longer a catapult guy. All right, that's it. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. Check out the links down below. We'll see you guys later, Toodles.